live from downtown New Bedford, the #1 fishing port in America. It's the Paul Santos Show. Tonight's guest from WBSM, the morning mayor, Mr. Phil Paleologos. And now your host, Mr. Paul Santos.
All right, thank you very much, Tom Sterner. Welcome to the show. Welcome to our viewers. And I got to tell you, even though we're living in kind of uncertain times, we continue to highlight the positive in our area. And yes, we're going to try to have some laughs too, just to break it up a little bit. And a special shout out to our sponsors, Duso and Zader, Empire Ford, Bay Coast Bank, and Serve Pro of Dartmouth, New Bedford. So to you and your family, be safe. And we are just going to take a few minutes to do our variety show, and we're going to do our usual open. Is that okay, Chop? Should we do our usual open?
I think it's okay, yeah.
You think it's all right?
People want to laugh. They want
do they?
I
think so.
Sense of humor, right now in this time of trouble,
Well, I don't know about you, Chops, but, being cooped up at home, I was thinking for guys like you, me, and maybe Phil, there's actually extra time for romance. So I asked my wife, and she said, "Sure, honey." And I went, "Great, great." And she said, "But you got to stay 6 feet away."
Hey, that's pretty good.
What do I do? My wife's a very attractive woman. I might take the deal. That's a whole nother. Well, anyway, actually, this is actually good news. My dad is 90 years old. I know Phil knows my dad. Wow. Well, my 90-year-old dad's been a little under the weather, and thank the Lord above, he's actually doing better. We have good news today. But I was actually allowed to visit a couple of weeks back at one of the local hospitals before they did the quarantine. And, I had to wash my hands, and then they asked me, "Have you been out of the country?" And then, the spraying me and fumigating me and everything else. So then I go in, and I meet up with my dad's doctor, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you, Paul." I'm like, "What are you doing? Get back! Don't touch me, doctor." Are you kidding me?
Hey, Doc, stay away.
The doctor forgot that he wasn't supposed to touch me. Oh, my God. Have a cigarette, too, while you're at it, doctor. Oh, my goodness. So, it's easy. Everybody forgets.
That's right.
You automatically go to shake the person's hand.
Yes, right.
Like I wanted to shake Phil's hand, but we did the elbow. We had to do the elbow thing.
Hey, we're conditioned,
Yeah, we're conditioned. You always want to shake hands. Well, I'm going to do one more little bit here. I hope this one goes over okay. Teachers really going to have to be teaching class from home on laptops. Did you hear about this?
Right.
Well, we thought here on our show as a public service that we are going to give a sample lesson to the elementary grades here. So, Josh, can you please get the children online here? Put your glasses on because we have to look like we're sophisticated teachers.
Okay.
Josh, let me know. Okay, all right, here we go. I understand the children are there. Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mr. Chips, and that's Mr. Chops. Chips and Chops. We are going to give you a lesson in the alphabet. Now, see if you can guess the word that we are thinking of. Now, you can see the A right there. Yes, there's an A right there. Now, Mr. Chips and Mr. Chops, we're thinking of a word that begins with A that describes what we thought of your daddy at the last open house. Can you think of a word? A. No. Amazing.
Amazing.
That's right. All right. Well, let's go to the letter B now. There's the letter B. That's right. We are thinking of a word beginning with B for Mr. Chops' old girlfriend. Let's see. B. Anybody got a B on that? I know it was beautiful.
Beautiful, right?
Didn't work out, but beautiful lady. All right. All right, now we're going to learn boys and girls. Settle down now. Jimmy, don't tip the table over. Actually, come to think of it, you're home. Go ahead, tip the table over. I don't care. Bad, Mr. Chips.
Bad.
I might have to keep myself after school.
Yeah.
I might get lonely, though, so Mr. Chops might have to stop by.
Hey, you might be getting suspension.
Well, anyway, let's go to the letter C. And we're actually thinking of a word that begins with C. That is a beer. Ah, yes, Corona. There it is right here, Corona beer. In fact, Mr. Chops is going to have 6 of these after class tonight.
Hey, that really
tough class. All right, now let's go to the letter D, and we're going to take a look at the letter D right here. Oh no, wait a minute. No, that's a small D. We need a big D.
You need a big D,
We need a
right.
D. We don't have small. We don't have small. We have big D. Anyway, let me see. What is the name of the former superintendent that caused all the principals to quit and after teachers to either quit or take the early retirement? And then she left town. That's right, Durkin. That's right, Durkin. All right, I'm sorry. All right, boys and girls, I think that's enough for tonight. When we come back the next time, we're going to do E, F, and G.
E, F, and G, okay.
Okay, I'm Mr. Chips, and that's Mr. Chops. And
Hello.
we'll see you tomorrow night, boys and girls. Okay, are we off? We're off? That ought to hold him for a little while.
Yeah, that'll really get him. You got Phil.
All right. Enough attempted comedy for one night. We do have a great guest. It is going to be
Yes,
Phil
sir.
Paleologos. I know that Miss Fall River was unable to make it, but we do have Phil Paleologos. Actually, did you wipe down the guests before they
Yeah,
came
I
in?
did.
Yeah, you wiped down Phil?
Yeah, had to,
I was
man.
waiting for Miss Fall
Oh,
River,
yeah.
but
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that's actually, Chops, I do want to get serious for a moment because
Yes.
we are joking around a little bit. Mike Sylvia has been doing some great updates right here on New Bedford
Right.
Guide and Fall River Reporter. So
I see
I know
that.
you're a singer.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of your gigs have been canceled.
Oh, a
right?
lot of
So-
our shows been canceled.
So
yes.
obviously it's a little
Yes.
scary,
A
right?
little scary, but, hey, man, I mean, I'm a trooper. Thank God for a good wife.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and
Yeah,
me
good
too.
life, yeah. Yeah,
I
thank
do
God.
also.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any comments, put them in there because we're going to be talking to Phil Paleologos in a moment. He is the morning mayor. You know, we have that other mayor.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You know,
sir.
the rest of the day
Yes,
mayor,
sir.
but this
Yes,
is
sir.
the morning
This
mayor.
is the morning
You
mayor.
get that cup of coffee. He's going to be coming up in just a moment. Right now, our guest tonight is a local legend, a real treasure, the morning mayor of New Bedford, ladies and gentlemen, Phil Paleologos.
Hello, Paul. Woo!
I'm so glad that
Thank
you
you
are
for
here
having
tonight.
me. Thank
You
you.
know, when we are doing, we want to make sure we're 6 feet apart, right? We're 6 feet apart, so we are, no joke, we are following all of that. But I am glad that you're here tonight, and, I know things are a lot different during these kind of crazy times. And we are going to go through the great career of Phil Paleologos, but first question I want to ask you, you're doing that show on WBSM every morning. Have you noticed the difference of people calling in and they're concerned, right? They're calling you in and talking about, the situation that we're in.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, and they should take it seriously. This is a plague, and so, we need to get together, work this out together. We'll get through it, but we need to listen and we need to do what's right. No, absolutely.
Now, you were actually doing your show from your home, right?
I am.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So they came with the equipment and they hooked you all up and everything?
That's right.
So I know that you go...
How would you like to do this show in your underwear, baby?
Well, not if there's a camera there.
All right?
That might not go over too well. Anyway. Well, let me talk to you a little bit about your career. You've been around a long time, and I don't think you're from here, right? You're not from New Bedford.
No, Paul.
Where are you from?
Born in South Carolina, and we moved all over the place.
Yeah.
All over. 10 states. Got into radio when I was in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yep. They had a Rocky Mountain Oyster Festival there just lately. Have you ever eaten mountain, oysters?
No, I don't think so.
As they say in Arkansas, them's is good eating. Right. They had, a festival for testicles there. These are,
Huh?
Oh, you don't know what they are?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, they're cows. Well, they're bovine testicles.
No wonder they're good for you.
Well, they say it's very, very good, but that was in Arkansas.
Yeah.
They also have one in Michigan. I lived all over the country from South Carolina, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Newburgh, New York, Jamestown, New York,
Wow.
Charlottesville, Virginia, New York City, you name it.
Did you always want to do radio?
So, that's a good question because I got into it as a kid.
Yeah.
And it just came naturally.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
have a great voice and a great sound, and
thanks.
you have a lot of great experiences
Thank you.
and so forth. And how about meeting Celeste? How did you meet the lovely Celeste?
Yes, that is a great story.
You lucked out on that one.
Oh, you have any love music in the background here? there I was sitting at Lupo's bar, all right, and I had a rum and Coke.
This is in New Bedford, the Lupo's Bar in New
Yeah,
Bedford?
right here in New
wow,
Bedford.
I know that.
When, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, the bartender comes up and puts another drink in front of me. I said, what is this? That's from the lady over there. And so she wouldn't even look at me. It was like hard to get time. And so Celeste actually made the first move.
Celeste sent you a drink?
She bought me a drink, absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Put a
yeah.
hashtag on that, baby.
Usually it's the guy like begging for attention, but
No,
you were
you're
just
kidding.
sitting there.
Celeste, all right?
Good for her, huh?
Yeah, baby.
She knew what she wanted and she went for it. Well, I never knew that. I never heard that story before.
Yeah, and you won't again either.
So then, as they say, the rest is history.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was telling you, when I was in, I think it was Keith Junior High. I was in Keith Junior High, and my mother used to put on WNBH. And on comes this really cool announcer playing records and everything, morning DJ, Phil Pallis.
Oh, my
And I was
God.
like, I like this guy, Phil Pallis. This guy's cool. I like this guy, right? So then later on, I hear Phil Paleologos, and I discover, that's you.
Same guy.
Yeah, where did you get that Phil Pallis thing?
Well, that was
Had a
before
handle.
the divorce. We had to no. Actually, so I was on WEZE in Boston, but before I got on the air, Carl, the manager, said, you're not going to go on with the name that sounds like a disease. I said, what are you talking about? He says, we're shortening that. I can't even pronounce it to Pallis. You're Phil Pallis from here on out.
Yeah.
And so I came down here as Phil Pallis.
Right. Well, back in the day, they used to make you anglicized names, like Bob Hope and Mike Douglas.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And back
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Day, yeah.
No, you had to have a short name so that the audience could remember.
Right.
Of course, as if somebody could forget Paleologos, right?
Well, that Phil Pallis, that had kind of a, very palatial and,
Oh, yeah.
you're not talking about some run-of-the-mill place. You're talking about a palace.
That's right. Good name.
So did you leave the area and come back? Is that what happened, or?
Oh, no. I dropped out for a while and went and got rehabilitated for alcoholism. And then I came back,
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, good for you.
And I came back as Phil Paleologos. People didn't even know.
Oh, you wanted to come back as a different person.
All right?
And then you got into the restaurant business with the Shama Diner.
Yes, that was another drunken move. Oh, I mean
Really?
it. Oh, are you kidding me? Has life ever gone by design for you, Paul?
No, it never has.
Well, by the seat of my pants, too. I was hungover one morning when a realtor knocked on my door and said, are you going to come on the tour with me? I said, what tour? He said, last night you were telling me that you'd like to buy a business. I said, I did? He says, yeah, the car's waiting. And do you know that an hour later we were driving the back roads of Lakeville into New Bedford, stopped by the Shawmut Diner. Wow. I said, now I would buy that place if it were for sale. He says, it is. I said, you're kidding me. So I wrote him a hot check.
Wow.
I had like $36 in the account, and he said, I'll need a $6,000 deposit until Monday. I said, that's it? $6,000? That's before I went into Edge Hill. All right.
So you out of the blue, like you're describing, you decide to buy the Shama Diner.
Absolutely.
And that's like the hardest job to run a place like that, isn't it?
So I found out.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get down there, 4 in the morning or something? And,
Yes. Thank God Celeste had that in her background.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes the good Lord puts things in your life for a reason. I'm still trying to figure it out. But the diner really served as a jewel in our lives.
And how about when you did that national show, which
Yeah.
originated in the Shama Diner and went coast to coast? How did that all come about?
So you're getting serious on me here.
Yeah,
Holy mackerel.
You were actually coast to coast.
I was.
Oh, wow, that's big time.
Yeah. Chops, where are you? Chops, come over here, baby.
Is he impressed? Yeah.
So The beautiful part of that, Paul, was that Celeste and I did some traveling, and we would go to our affiliates. We had a lot of affiliates all across America. And people loved the idea of having a morning radio show from a diner where you could hear the coffee cups clinking in the background.
I remember.
And it was one of my dreams that came true. And one of the highlights of my life to have a nationally syndicated show. Little did they know that they hired an alky, but hey, listen, that's the way life goes.
But you did that show for what? It was like 10 years or something?
Oh, yeah. We
That's
were
amazing.
And Celeste and I went to a lot of cities across America. Loved it. It was awesome.
How many affiliates did you have when it was speaking?
So at one time, 200.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of them were small towns, and so what, or medium-sized. I call New Bedford a medium-sized town, right?
Right.
100,000 or so. But I also had San Diego, I had Boston, we had Dallas.
Wow.
We had some of the major markets, too. But you found people who really loved you and would come out to the airport to meet you.
Really?
All right. Yeah, when we'd fly into town, they'd be there with maybe 5 or 6, 7 people. Oh, we listen to you all the time.
Wow, you're going through the airport and you're getting stopped and everything?
You see that?
How about that? Huh? Wow, that's
Well,
pretty good.
We didn't need any chauffeurs holding up a sign.
Yeah, right. You see these people standing there. You're coming with me. I'm like, who is that? Yeah. So now you've been on the morning here, and I noticed that you like to talk politics a little bit.
Do
and a lot
me?
of morning show
Me?
hosts, a lot of morning show hosts are kind of like, they don't really talk politics too much. But your views are right out there front and center.
Are they?
Yeah, I think they are.
Come on. I don't think so. You know?
So why did you decide to do a political kind of a thing?
Well,
like that?
because other people do it, and they
Yeah.
expect me to be quiet. So if they can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, right? You know?
I know. I'm sure you do. I know you do.
But-
so you take the calls and people talk to you, and
I'll be honest with you just for a second.
yes,
Everybody's voice, everybody's opinion is welcome.
yeah, I noticed that people call in to disagree with you
Oh, yeah,
sometimes. And,
a lot of times.
and you-
Celeste, she's right there disagreeing, absolutely.
right.
No, not
Yeah,
really.
'cause Celeste disagrees with you too. Sometimes.
Well, doesn't your wife?
Well, yeah, I mean, all of that.
Yes, dear.
All right. So the future of Phil Paleologos is just going to keep keep it going the way it's going. You know.
I would like to die on the air, like have a heart attack and then just
Oh, my goodness.
have some silence, people thinking what's going on, and I'm like, what? Why? Because Paul,
you love
listen
it. You
to
love
me.
it. I know. I understand.
People, they say, oh, when are you going to retire? You retire. You know what happens when you retire?
Yeah.
You lose that spirit. You know who Zorba was? Zorba the Greek?
Yeah, Zorba the Greek.
So
You're related to him.
Yes, I am. So he said to his boss, he says, boss, you have everything except one thing. He says, a little madness. Everybody needs a little madness.
Right.
And don't get caught.
Having seen the opening of tonight's show, I'm glad you feel that way.
Chops, where are you, baby? I want Chops to do the Arby's commercial.
Oh yeah?
Have you ever heard it?
No.
Chops, what is it? You know what it is? It's like, we've got the meats. Oh, he would be great.
Yeah. All
with
right.
that,
Well,
all
maybe,
right.
I'm gonna be your agent. All right. Well, I'll be your agent.
Oh, he would be great. By the way, I am a true fan of yours. You are absolutely awesome. You have used your talent the way God has given it to you to make things better. And so, I know this is being on the air right after Kenny Rogers passed away.
Yes, right.
So he had that same gift, Paul, to make people really connect with not only the music, but with their feelings. So Chops does the same thing.
That's why he's here, actually. That's why he's here.
He should be.
We have a question that's coming in here. You're bringing back the dating game with Mike.
Oh my goodness!
You do that on the yeah.
Oh, do we have any video of it? Because do you remember the dating game?
Well, they're asking about it.
Mike, I love Mike, first of all.
Yeah.
He had this idea. He came into the diner. He says, I want to bring back the dating game. I said, you're kidding. No, I want to bring it back. And so we did. We had a great time with it. It's, one of those shows that's fun. It's, it has a lot of laughs to it. We ought to do it on your show.
Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, actually we could. We'll team up and we'll do something.
Well, it's legal in the state now, right? Why not? What was your first date? I'm going to interview you. Your first date.
With my wife?
No, your first date. These are tough questions, Santos. I know. Very tough questions here, baby.
You ever heard of the right to remain silent? The Fifth Amendment, yeah, I'm going to respectfully decline to the best of my recollection. Anyway, I do want to ask you, so your listeners, right, they're calling you up and they're talking about this whole thing that's going on. We've never been through anything like this before. No. So what is your feel about this? Oh,
we have to take it seriously.
Of course, of course.
There's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
And I think that, I'm behind a microphone like you are. There's a responsibility that goes with that. And part of my responsibility is to set the tone. And when people hear me setting the tone, they know, hey, Phil's serious about this. And hopefully, they can maybe follow. Because this is the time to follow by listening to our authorities. They say, wash your hands and, there is hope in soap. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
We have to take it seriously because people are dying, people are getting sick. We have to take this seriously.
At the same time, Chops and I, we always come down here and we started doing this show a while ago, and it's a variety show and it's fun and we joke around and it's something a little bit different, trying to do more positive here on the social media. And then this came up and then we're like, what do we do? Should we start like we normally do? And everybody here always says, start like you normally do, and then we can talk about the serious stuff after.
Well, I'll tell you what, Paul.
We're trying to do that,
Joke about this and see how many times the sponsors leave the show.
Have you had sponsors leave your show before?
No. I've had...
By the way, get back.
I've had people... What is that? I have had people... say, I'm going to talk to the general manager about you, and you're going to lose all your sponsors. I said, great, do it, please, absolutely.
You're not really too worried about that, huh?
No, are you kidding me? And you know what I love about Town Square Media? They back up the talent.
Right, good.
They're right there, and this is what you need in a company. That's why I love them so much.
By the way, there's a Santos that's working over there now. Did you see that?
And is he ever so good?
Well, thank you. He's my boy.
He's a chip off the old block.
Well, he might be a chip ahead of the old block.
Man, that could be. Not only that, but you were right about Dad. God bless Mom's soul. Mom and Dad would come into the diner all the time, Paul.
Yes.
And you're right, you were a kid.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's right, yep.
And if there's anyone who is endeared in my heart, your mom and dad, give your dad my best wishes.
Yeah, I certainly will. He's saying he bounced back. He had kind of a rough a couple of days, but he's bounced back. And
90 years old.
Yeah, 90 years old. And I got to tell you, unfortunately, like my mom, she started to get some Alzheimer's toward the end, and we see that a lot with elderly people.
Yeah.
My dad, from the neck up, you wouldn't believe it. It's like you and I talking right now. Unbelievable.
Oh, that is. What a blessing.
Yeah, so we talk, we joke around, we laugh, we talk about all kinds of sports and, politics and all kinds of different stuff, and we just laugh and laugh.
No, I love it.
And I'm just so grateful to have had him all these years, and hopefully you get greedy. I want to, keep going. You get to 90, you want 95. You get to 95, you want 100. So we get greedy.
Not to joke about it, but one of my biggest fears is losing this.
Right.
I start, questioning myself from time to time. Like the other night, somebody was at a place we were at, And Celeste turned around and said, "Who is that?" I said, "I have no idea. I don't know." And yet I should have known, right? I think. I should have known who it was, but I'm forgetting people's names. Names I have a tough time with.
Right, right.
But
was
Mark,
trying to remember the
I'll
name
tell
of-
you, Mark, this is a pleasure to be here. Oh, you're not Mark.
Paul, yeah, but-
That's it.
You caught that. He did that on purpose, Chops. He did. I was thinking maybe he was starting to fade right here on our show, but no, he's still.
I love his laugh.
Yeah. Oh, that's why. Yeah.
You know,
it's contagious. It's contagious.
When I was a kid, Chops, they used to have these things that you turn them upside down and you'd hear like a cow moo, or we should have your laugh in one. And then mine in another, you know. And a cough. You have to have a cough in there, right?
So he mix it all together. We could put that on the market. Maybe you'd never know. It'd be like
A little bobblehead on top.
they don't have Phil Paleologos bobbleheads, do they?
There was.
There was.
There
No.
was. That's
No.
right. Absolutely.
No, I don't know. Anyway, well, that about wraps it up. I don't have anything else. You have anything else you want to say to this?
I just want to interview you for a few minutes, all right?
All right, what do you want? Go ahead, ask me what you want to ask me.
All right. If you have a philosophy in life, what is it?
I think my philosophy is just try to laugh and have fun and squeeze out as much humor and closeness with your family and friends as you can as long as you're here.
And that's why people love you.
Well.
That's why they tune into this
There
show.
might be some disagreement here and there, but that's all right.
You are you're a celebrity.
Well, yeah.
And you are?
Well, Phil Paleologos, he gets stopped in airports and everything. Hey, Chops, you ever get stopped in an airport before? I don't know. Not yet. Anyway, hey, Phil, thanks a lot for stopping
No,
by.
Paul, thank
I had
you.
so much fun. We got to have
What
Phil
a
come
pleasure.
back.
Oh, I'd love to.
You know,
Anytime, buddy.
Yeah, we're booked all the way to like May or June now. You
Yeah,
so
I
people
know
like,
it.
you know,
Come on the radio.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
pop
yeah,
in.
Yeah, I'll come by the radio.
Pop in
Yeah,
anytime.
I'll come by the radio.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It was-
thank you so
I
much. Phil,
loved
I'm
it,
gonna give
loved
I'm
it.
gonna give an elbow over here.
Yay! Oh, that's the other thing is.
Stay back.
I'm a hugger. And
I
I
know
can't
you
hug.
are.
It's
You
like
can't.
a straitjacket.
Yeah, you can't hug anybody.
No, I can't.
Right? We're gonna make an exception for Chops though.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, Paul.
All right, thank you very much. Phil
a
Paleologos, ladies and gentlemen, the morning mayor from WBSM. Yeah, we had a great time there with Phil Paleologos. Hey, Chops, we got to bring him back.
Oh
all the
yeah,
time.
Phil's a great guy.
You know, I was thinking to myself, see, when
Phil's a
I
great
first
guy.
started getting guests, I'm thinking,
Great guy.
you know, how big of a guest is willing to come on this show? So I'm thinking, you know, Phil's big time. He's like,
Big time,
What's that
big
thing?
time,
What's that
big
thing they're
time.
doing over there? But you know, he came on, so now I'm greedy. I want to have him back again.
Let's get him back. Let's get him back.
You know, when he was
next
telling,
week.
when he was telling that story about meeting Celeste, he goes, "Where's the music?" I was thinking, you know, the next time he tells that story, you can be singing like some Barry White in
Oh
the
yeah,
background.
this is very white for
Yeah,
him.
get a little Barry White, baby, baby. Can't get enough of your love, baby. You know,
Yeah.
really great.
Some
I
Kenny-
can't believe that Celeste sent him a drink. Isn't that great? He's just sitting there and he had that. He used to have this like flowing. He still does, but
Yeah, the flowing
has
hair.
nice little flowing hair. And she's probably like, "Oh yeah, I want some of that."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
that was it. That was it. Well, anyway, Miss Fall River Olivia Marks is scheduled to be here. We pushed her back out.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, you know, are obviously people have to adhere to the self-quarantine. We're only got a couple of people there tonight, so we're thinking, you know, maybe we're safe. So we definitely understand that. So, Chops, tell me about you now.
Me?
That just kind of, what do you, like all these gigs got canceled. So in other words, you can't really apply for unemployment and stuff as an independent
yes,
contractor?
I'm working on it now.
Yeah, you
pay
can.
taxes,
Maybe they'll
so
make an exception. Yeah,
we're
right.
working on some stuff now, so we'll see what happens. But I remain optimistic.
Yeah, I think the
about
government's
things,
going to come through, you know.
And hey, I got a good wife.
Yeah, me too. But she told me to stay 6 feet away from her. That's the only problem. I thought I was going to get a little extra lovey-dovey there, but Hey, Phil, do you have to stay 6 feet away? Do you have to stay 6 feet away from Celeste? You do? Oh, yes, you do. Okay, all right, well. And a quick shout out to Chris Johnson. He did work at ServPro, Dartmouth, New Bedford, and he
Wow.
is saying that Phil Paleologos is awesome.
He is
He
awesome.
typed that right in. He said Phil Paleologos. So we all agree with
He
that.
is
We all
awesome.
agree with that. You know, Phil invited us to go on his show. Did you hear that?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great. Man. We imagine
We're gonna
us on
take. Yeah,
the
we're gonna take
show.
that. Yeah, we're gonna have
Wow,
Phil.
man.
That's really.
That'd
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That'll be a big hit.
They put us on at 5 a.m.
Yeah, yeah.
Get him in, get him out.
Yeah, get it, get it. Glad to see you come. Glad to see you go.
All right. Well, we're going to do the New Bedford picture of the week, and here it is right here. We like to have a picture from New Bedford and a picture of Fall River. Well, here's the New Bedford picture, and look at this beautiful thing
Beautiful,
right here.
man.
The super worm moon hovering over Fairhaven. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow, it's beautiful.
I mean, we get some views around here that are second to none. That photo was taken by Kim Birch Bretan. Thank you so much for sending that in. And we also have the Fall River picture of the week, and you know I'm partial to Battleship Cove. There it is.
Wow,
Look at
beautiful,
that sun
beautiful.
coming through under the bridge.
Wow.
Over the battleship, you get the reflection on the water. That picture was taken by Kayla Mandeville. Thank you so much for sending that in. That is the Fall River picture of the week. And you know, our technician over here, our producer director,
Oh, man, he's
a
great,
man
too.
of all places, Josh
Yeah,
Souza,
Josh
he
Souza.
appreciates a great picture,
yeah.
and he takes some unbelievable
Oh,
pictures.
yeah.
In fact, when Phil came in, he's like, "Hey, that's the guy that
Josh
takes all
is
those."
the, Josh is the man.
He's excellent at taking pictures.
Off the hook.
So when Phil came in, he was like, "Oh yeah, you know,
Yeah. He knows Philly.
You know, we always highlight a hometown hero right here on the show, and we wanted to do a special hometown hero, and that is PFC Justin C. Kirby. I think most of you know by now he is the New Bedford native who sadly lost his life back on March the 9th in a training exercise over in Fort Irwin, California. In fact, they had a beautiful procession outside, which was very moving. In fact, we had some of the video right here on New Bedford Guide. It is so sad, but you know, you talk about a hometown hero, this young man certainly is. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of the Kirbys, of course. PFC Justin C. Kirby. He is our hometown hero this week. And there's the man right there, Chops. You know, Chops, you have this shirt, what is it, says the Outlaws
I
on
was,
there?
yeah. Football team I played for.
Yeah, you played for the
I
Outlaws?
played
Is
for the
that like a
Outlaws.
professional semi-pro
Oh,
team?
yeah.
And you were still linebacker and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Free safety.
Hey, what'd you think of Tom Brady going to Tampa
Oh, man.
Bay,
I was shocked. I said, wow,
Wasn't that
going to
something?
Tampa Bay. Wow. I thought he was coming to our team, 49ers.
Yeah, did you hear the story about when the 49ers called, Belichick tried to ship off Brady?
He
Imagine
did?
that. That's what they say.
Wow.
They tried to ship off Brady.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then on the QT, and then after that, that's why Brady didn't like Belichick after that.
Wow.
Imagine that. Yeah,
I would love to come. I would love him to go to the 49ers.
Yeah,
I
I
would
think he's
love
still,
him.
assuming they can get the season
Yeah.
going,
I
I think
wish
he's
he-
still good for a couple,
Yeah.
couple more years.
He got a couple of good ones left in him.
I was thinking about, you know, trying that.
Slimming down? You think about trying out too?
The TB12. No, I want to get the TB12 method going.
You
You know, it's like I'm just,
already got that good.
no, people say, hey, Santos, you're so slim. That's true. But if you turn sideways,
Yeah.
see that little paunch right
That ain't nothing,
there? That
man.
little paunch right there. You know. You should see me after a big meal. It looks like I'm 6 months pregnant. You know, it's like,
That's nothing, man.
I want to have one of
You
those.
call that baby fat, right?
I want to have a six-pack like Phil has.
Like Phil got?
Yeah, Phil's got a six-pack. Some six-pack abs, you know. So over the next few weeks, we do have some guests penciled in. And of course, it's all subject to change because, you know, the governor is
Yeah.
making these announcements
Yeah.
and the president is making these announcements. But we do in the next few weeks have penciled in right now Miss New Bedford Outstanding Teen Erica Correa. Also, attorney Ken Van Colen is coming in. We're going to talk all this law stuff. We have a dancer, Dylan Days Carrero. You know, the
Dylan
kid that
Days?
dances? He is just awesome.
Dylan, no,
My cousin Jane Gonsalves will be coming in.
Oh,
We have
Jane.
Reese Arnold,
My
Steve
buddy,
Rodrigues,
my
a
buddy
lot
Jane.
of great guests coming up right here on the show over the next few weeks. And by the way, don't forget to stay with us right here on New Bedford Guide and Fall River Reporter Mike Sylvia has these periodic updates. Anytime the mayor has a press conference of either city, either Mayor Coogan or Mayor Mitchell, he's right on top of it, immediately goes live, and everybody can be up to speed on what is going on. All right, well, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our guest who comes out no matter what the situation is, the morning mayor, WBSM's Phil Paley. Next week, right now, we have penciled in former Miss New Bedford, Misty Nostrum, and singer Marlena Johnson. So, Chops, thanks so much for being here tonight. Chops Turner, how about the Chops? Yeah, baby. I'm Paul Santos. Be safe, and God willing, we'll see you next week. Good night.
Yeah. Woo!